Welcome to Dungeon Master Dive. I'm Chris, or as my kids say, the Dungeon Dad. If you're about to take on the mantle of Dungeon Master for the first time, or one of your first few times, congratulations. You're in for an unforgettable adventure. But let's be real. Getting into your first campaign can feel like an oversized and daunting task. That's where this series comes in. We'll go through some of my hard learned lessons, as well as some tips and tricks I've acquired over my time playing, writing, and dungeon mastering to help you prepare for, run, or create your one shot or campaign. From building your world setting, weaving a compelling story, or managing players and rolling with the unexpected. Whether you're a lore lover, a mechanics master, or just figuring out what an initiative roll is, these tips will help you run a campaign your players will hopefully enjoy and one that won't have you hating the DM life. So grab your notes and let's dive into the art of DMing. Starting a new campaign is exciting, but diving into your first session without proper preparation can lead to confusion, mismatched expectations, or even uncomfortable situations at the table. That's where Session Zero comes in. In today's video, we're talking about why holding a Session Zero is essential. We'll cover how it sets the tone for your campaign, helps you gauge player interests, introduces safety tools, and lays the groundwork for the world your players will explore. Ready to create a game everyone will love? Let's dive in. So what is Session Zero? Session Zero is a pre-campaign meeting where you and your players discuss expectations, preferences, boundaries, anything that might set the tone or the rules for your campaign. Think of it as a setup phase. It's your chance to align everyone's vision for the game, introduce the world and its rules, or address potential concerns before they might arise. So a Session Zero ensures that everyone is on the same page, creating a smoother, more enjoyable experience for everyone at the table as the campaign progresses. So let's talk about a couple things. First, setting the tone and gauging the interests of your players. Every D&D table is different. Some players love intense combat, while others are all about the role play. Session Zero is your opportunity to ask, how much combat, how much role play, exploration, puzzle solving, how much of these individual categories do your players want? Do they prefer a lighthearted or humorous tone or a dark, gritty adventure? Do they like ultra realism or do they want something a little more scary? Are they interested in diving deep into narrative and lore or keeping things more fast paced? This is your opportunity to gauge your players on what they want out of the campaign. So here's how you can do it. Ask directly, using a short survey or an open discussion to gauge their preferences. You can send them a short list of questions. You can have a list of questions ready to go for your Session Zero and discuss them openly in person, but give your players a chance to think about it and respond back to you with what their true answers really are. Be clear about your style. Share how you like to run the game so players know what to expect. Talk about the balance. Talk about the shifting between players or keeping the group together versus when they're split up and how you approach that. Your combat style. You can talk about a lot of these different things without giving too much away, or if you're unclear on how you want to approach these things, you can always get your players' input and let that start to shape, if you're newer, how you're going to approach those things in your campaign. Find the balance. Adapt your campaign to reflect a mix of the player's interests while staying true to your own vision as the DM. You're going to have an idea for where you want this campaign to go. You're going to have an idea for how you want the sessions to go. Take your players' feedback and adapt your campaign to reflect everything that they are looking for as much as you possibly can as well too. If you have a group that as a whole is a little lower on the priority of combat and a little higher on the priority of exploration or role play, don't have a bunch of combat intense sessions planned out. Throw them in, mix them in where they make sense and where it progresses the story, but don't overwhelm them with something they're not even really there for or don't enjoy that much. Matching the game's tone and focus to your players' preferences keeps everyone invested and excited to play. This ensures that your campaign doesn't die slowly over time. Introducing safety tools. D&D is meant to be fun, but sometimes themes or events in the game can make players uncomfortable. Introducing safety tools during Session 0 helps create a safe and respectful space for everyone. You need to build trust with these players in order for this campaign to run smoothly and be the most fun it can be for them as well as for you as the DM. So here's a few tools you can use. Lines and veils. Lines are hard boundaries, things that won't appear in the game at all. Veils are topics that may be present but happen either off-screen or aren't described in detail. The X card. Players can tap or hold up an X card if something makes them uncomfortable, signaling you to adjust or move past it without needing explanation at all. And then stars and wishes. After a session, ask players for stars, which are things they loved, and wishes, which are things they'd like to see more of or see altogether next time. Safety tools foster trust and ensure everyone feels comfortable engaging with the game's themes and story. Establishing the world and player backstories. Session 0 is also when you introduce your world and its setting. Share key details to inspire players when creating their characters. Talk about the setting. Is your world a bustling city, a wild frontier, or a high magic realm of ancient ruins? Let them know what they can expect from the setting. Talk about the tone. Is it whimsical and chaotic or grounded and serious? Is it ultra realistic or is it scary and suspenseful? Let them know how to prepare themselves mentally coming into sessions so that they're not caught off guard and everyone's on the same page. Talk about key factions or events. Are there ruling kingdoms, powerful guilds, or looming threats that could tie into their backstories? They could have a history of working with or against any of these factions or being a part of any of these events. Encourage players to connect their characters to the world. You can provide hooks they can build on. For example, the city is run by a secretive council. Maybe your character has ties to them somehow. Ask questions like, what's one rumor your character has heard about this world? Or where do you see your character fitting into the story of this event that happened? Alternatively, if you're doing a homebrew setting and haven't expanded your world building outside of a smaller area, you can also allow your players to create and name their hometown or a guild or faction that they may be a part of. If you have characters that come from monasteries or temples, you can allow them to give you information about where it is or how it operates. This helps connect the players to the setting and the story in a big way. Giving players a sense of ownership over the world helps them feel more invested in the game. Their backstories can provide you with plot hooks, NPCs, and storylines for you to explore. Follow-ups and backstory input. Following a Session 0, your players may have more questions, need more information about part of your setting to incorporate in their backstory, or they may just want to discuss the direction that they are taking their character. Having follow-on sessions that are one-on-one or with a small group of characters that may be traveling together can be very beneficial. This allows you time to cement their ideas, build their relationships with other player characters or NPCs, or provide them time to role-play a certain scenario in order to get a feel for how your game will work and how their character feels and the direction they want to take it. Some DMs like to take a more hands-on approach to their players' backstories and provide rewrites or additional information. Other DMs prefer to just review, ensure it fits in the setting, and then encourage the player to explore as much into it as they want. These follow-on meetings can be a good time to explore both of these options. You can work through some potential rewrites or provide additional information that they can incorporate into their backstory. You can also ask them again about their backstory without them having the reference for it. And then the things they bring up to you are probably the most important points of their backstory that they're the most focused on. This gives you an opportunity to really set that hook. So final thoughts. A well-run Session 0 is the foundation of a successful campaign. It sets expectations, ensures everyone feels safe and included, and connects your players to the story and the world that you've created or that you're interpreting. Remember, discuss the tone and what players want from the game. Use safety tools to create a respectful and comfortable environment. and share your world's details and encourage players to build backstories that fit. Taking the time to hold a Session 0 will save you headaches later and make your campaign more engaging for everyone at the table. What do you include in your Session 0 if you've run one before? Let me know in the comments, and if this video helped, give it a like and subscribe for more DM tips. Until next time, happy adventuring.